Hi everyone. So we are here on our second interview of the day, and we are joined by the lovely Catherine Spencer, one of the very lucky 12 finalists for this year's AOC Fitness Training Competition. Catherine, thank you for joining us. Obviously, we have the lovely Anna from the marketing team up above there as well. And obviously, we're just here to get to know Catherine a little bit better because we've never met before until now, have we?
No, we haven't.
No, we haven't. So it's really good to get to know Catherine, find out about your journey, find out a little bit more about Riot Coaching, because obviously I know that's your business as well. And let's just basically continue and have a bit of a chat. So, Catherine, can you tell us a little bit more about obviously what you've studied so far as a personal trainer and sort of your journey so far, the qualification side? I know that you're doing your training with colleague Gwent, isn't it?
I am, yes. I started in 2016 with exercise to music qualification, which I really, really enjoyed. And around about that same time, I'd also started running as well. My family had grown up and I was getting time to myself. My husband's a marathon runner, and it was a case of, well, if you can't beat them, join them. So I did a couch to 5K and got myself running. It was so successful that my husband and I decided to do one in Cwmbran, where I live. To date, that was 2015 going on to 2016, we've run 10 programs. So because I enjoyed doing that, I did my leader in running fitness, and then my UK athletics license as a coach in running fitness. And then people kept asking me various things that I couldn't answer, and I thought, well, if I went and did a personal trainer course, it may give me extra knowledge that I can then help these people. And to be perfectly honest, it's just sort of like spiraled from there. I've just enjoyed the course so much, learned so much, grown as a fitness trainer. Got asked then by my tutor about what I thought about entering the competition. And I did a little think about it because obviously this is a giveaway, is that I'm more life experienced than that's the way I like to put it, more life experienced. And I sort of thought, well, am I going to fit in? But yeah, I have, because I think each individual person has something different to offer, and there's such a wide demographic of people that there's got to be somebody for everybody. So here I am.
And it's good to have you, yeah. And I presume you're joining us from the lovely Wales. So what part do you live in?
I'm in Cwmbran, which is in South Wales.
Lovely part of the world. So yeah. Basically, from what you've told me so far, it's your husband's fault.
So I've always been interested in sport. My teens, my sport was archery.
Oh wow.
Yeah, from about the age of 11 until I went to uni at 18. And I'm actually an ex-Welsh international.
Oh, wow.
I trained with the British youth squad in the early 80s as well. So
congratulations on that. Wow, we didn't know that. That's amazing.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm quite proud of that. I mean,
absolutely.
It's a very long time ago, but I think for me, I've got that bonus of knowing what high level training is about. And about the dedication you've got to put into it, and things. I gave it up actually, but 2 days before I found I was expecting my eldest son, which was, and I went out on a personal best, so that's fantastic.
Oh, well done, you.
But I mean, I carried it through. My original qualification I did in uni is working with adults with learning disabilities. And my dissertation was actually on sport and exercise and the benefits of it for adults with learning disabilities. And it's just that, sort of like the interim, the 30 years gap now is because I stopped to bring up a family. But yeah, we're all sporty, and yeah, my husband, like I said, he's a marathon runner, and I've always supported him when he's training and things like that, and I wanted to make it official and to know that what I was doing was correct, and to fill in the gaps in my learning, because we're always learning. We're never too old to learn. We learn something every day, and I love learning as well, but I love people. I really, I love being with people, and I love teaching and coaching and training. I think I probably get more of a buzz out of seeing somebody succeed because I've helped them than any successes of my own sporting.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds amazing so far. I mean, the archery. I mean, do you still do a bit of archery? I mean, for a hobby or not? You've part.
No, for me, I'm actually quite naturally quite competitive, and it's an expensive sport. It was expensive back then. I shudder to think what it would cost today, and I wouldn't be satisfied just what we used to call is having a plonk. And I would want to be at the standard that I was before, and that takes a lot of time, a lot of dedication, and it's not doable now. But no, I run, and obviously, I've got competition. I've I've just gone back to college now to do my level 3 exercise referral. So it's I'm very busy.
You are very busy. It sounds like you're very, very busy. So normally, obviously, we do a bit of shout out, obviously, to your lovely tutors, because we do know them quite well. So obviously, you've got Keris and Joel, haven't you?
We have.
And they're lovely, aren't they?
Oh, amazing. Absolutely awesome.
And of course, you come from obviously a great college, because obviously they took gold last year. So you're in good standings, fair to say.
Yes, our lovely Danielle, who's been very supportive of us going through the competition as well. She's there behind all of us, giving us words of encouragement and advice. She's a very lovely lady.
She is, yes. Obviously we spent a lot of time with Danielle, so I'm not surprised to hear that she's fully behind you, and of course Keris and Joel, I'm sure, will be obviously giving you all the support as well that they can. So
they've been amazing. They've gone beyond what they should do, and wherever they're just ultra supportive.
Oh, that's absolutely fantastic to hear. And obviously earlier we spoke to James, and of course again it's amazing that you've got 4. So there's 4 of you from College Gwent as well. So that's I mean, a massive achievement for the college overall.
Yeah, I mean that just stands testament to our tutors of the standard of the quality of the course that they're giving us. That all 4 of us, which was amazing. And we've supported each other all the way through as well. We've got our own little WhatsApp group that we're always on, and what's this? What are you doing for this? How's that? Or sometimes just how's life going, and it's nice to have, there's a lot of people finish the course, then they're out in the wide world on their own, and it's like, well, am I doing this right? We've all got each other to bounce off, which is really good, and you can't beat peer support. It's we've got such a good friend. We've all said we'll be friends for life, so which is really good.
Yeah, no, and we've actually seen it. I mean, we were at the competition last year, and we see that there's such a lovely bond actually with normally all the finalists. And whilst you all sort of like, of course, want to do well and everything, but you are all supportive of each other, and it's so lovely to see. And we always see past finalists and competitors come back and help out. It's a family, I mean, you've got a nice college family, and you've got the AOC family, haven't you?
Yeah, it's lovely. As I said, the support, and I emailed today with a query, and I've emailed a couple of times with queries, and I know some of the others, and nothing is too much trouble, and that's really nice as well. So you don't feel you know, although you're already naturally nervous about things, you don't feel any other extra pressures from, you know, thinking, oh, well, I don't know whether I should ask this, or, you know, they're going to think, oh, it's her again. You know, and like when I'm doing the semi-final, I met the judges, and you know, they're not there to criticize, they're there to help you grow and to build, and they want you to succeed. And that is really reassuring.
Yeah, they're pretty amazing, aren't they? I mean, because obviously they give their time freely as well. So, and a bit of a shout out to the judges as well. Hopefully, if they're watching as well. So,
yeah,
they do great work behind the scenes. You know, so Karen Stanton and the team, of course. So, of course, we found out how you became a personal trainer, which is amazing. A lovely journey to tell. It's great to see that you've got sport in the family, in the background. So, have you got to that marathon level yourself yet with the running, or obviously you said about the coach to 5K?
Yeah, well, as I said, I started off coach to 5K, end of 2014, going into 2015. I didn't want to be unfit and 50. And I started off on that. I'm not a speedy runner. I have to date completed 5 half marathons.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, so the last race I did was fortnight before lockdown. I did hardest race ever. I did a 10-mile off-road race down in Wiltshire, which was amazing. Hardest thing I've ever done, but a most amazing race. So I like to have got everything cross country in the winter. The muddier the better. But
amazing!
Yeah.
You're such an inspiration. That's amazing. It's like you even put Anna and I to shame, because we do a little bit of running. I'm sitting there going, "Oh my goodness, we need to get some advice from Catherine here."
I belong to a really good and encouraging running club, and it doesn't matter. I mean, you know, I'll hold my hand up that I trundled in like last but one or last. But it doesn't matter. I completed it because when the people who have dropped out on the side, I've beaten them, you know, and on the road they may be better runners than me. But honestly, it is hard. But it's just, if you don't mind getting muddy, it's so much fun. It really, really is. And when you know that you're going to have tea and toast at the end of it, that's even better.
Well, I mean, I'd like to hear a bit of tea and some Welsh cakes. Actually, I think deserve some cake after rather than toast.
Oh, I can do that. I'm actually the club's Mary Berry. I do loads of things for after races and things like that. So we are rather keen on. And I'm involved in our local park run and part of the core team for our park run, which obviously isn't going on at the moment. But I've organised a meetup, a socially distanced meetup this Saturday, just socially. Bring your own drink, you know, whatever, teas, coffees, and stuff like that. And there will be cake.
And we will be there.
10 o'clock. Yeah. Just right opposite the train station. You're fine. Just get the train into Cumbrae, come over the bridge, and you're there.
Fantastic.
Well, it sounds like fitness is, you know, your life basically.
Yes.
Is like becoming a PT, is that something you've always wanted to do?
I've always wanted to do, be a fitness trainer. You know, sort of when I've got 3 sons, bringing them up, and they've always been into swimming or my young eldest son used to run junior things and wherever. My middle son was quite keen on the gym when he was in university and things like that. We go to rugby matches. We're Welsh. We go to rugby matches. Yeah.
I mean, I feel a bit bad here, but I'm not sure if I can say who I support. But I am a Welsh rugby supporter. Sorry.
Yeah. My husband's English. My husband's English, and we went as a family last year to a Wales-England match, and it was the funniest thing ever. There was 8 of us, and my poor husband was sat between me and my eldest son, and he's staunch Welsh and whatever, and every time sort of something, my son is, it was brilliant. It was a really nice family day out. My husband took it all in good humour. You know, we was going to get some ribbon, but yeah, we are quite a fitness family. Um, we're all very interested. My middle son now plays bowls. He's
Oh
a
yeah.
treasurer of the he plays with my father. My father's a chairman. My son is a treasurer. My son's 25. Um, my husband runs still. He's trekking Everest Base Camp next year.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm gonna. It's a life dream of his. So
Yeah,
I'm
and that's
going.
a long way.
I'm going to train him for it and get him
Amazing.
on that. I think, if we can get in, I think he's going to be on the Stairmaster quite a bit.
Yeah.
Um, but my eldest son likes hiking. He likes a load of, long walks, and they go climbing together and stuff. So, there isn't a lot we don't have a go at.
That's absolutely amazing. So if you think about your dream goals in the future, and of course I can see that you've got a lovely branded top on there saying Riot Coaching. There we go.
Yeah.
Can you tell us obviously a little bit about where you sort of see your dream, and tell us a little bit more about Riot Coaching and obviously and how that started for you?
Yeah. Well, obviously doing my level 3 PT, we do business acumen and things like that. And we had to come up with a name for our company. And Riot is actually an acronym for Running is Our Therapy.
Ah, I like it.
Yeah. Because I find just, the amount of therapy runs that I would have on a Sunday morning long. We're lucky to have some beautiful canals and rivers, and we'd go for a long run, and sometimes we would stop halfway and pop in and have a coffee somewhere and then carry on. And what got said on the run stayed on the run, and people, were finding, that was really helping them, particularly during difficult times. So that's why I went with Riot Coaching. What I really like to do, I've got a very big interest in mental health, and I know from personal experience that exercise helps so much. When the chips are down, even if all you do is put your shoes on and go to the end of the road and back, that can actually make you feel so much better. So I'd like to go back to my roots, and I'd be interested in doing physical activities with adults with learning disabilities. But I'd also like to be able to work with people with mental health issues, and I really like getting people who haven't got the confidence, who don't feel comfortable going into gyms, general classes, people who haven't I always say people who haven't exercised since God was a boy. I really like beginners and saying to them, do you know what, there is something for you. We can start it gently. We can start exercising in a chair. You don't have to leap around, you don't have to pump weights, you don't have to run anywhere. There is something just to get you moving, because of a lot of these people have mental health issues as well. And I think if they could start doing something, your endorphins get moving, you start feeling better about yourself. There's a social aspect to it. I do a fitness walking group on a Wednesday evening. I have 2 pensionable ladies, and they really come for the social side of it. They like to toddle along at the back and have a little talk, and they'll have a little go at some of the exercises. But for them, it's getting out, meeting new people, and they're always smiling and happy at the end of it. And so for me, that's what I'm looking to do in the future.
Well, that it's very inspirational. That sounds absolutely amazing. Obviously, we wish you all the best. Obviously, with that, it's sounds absolutely incredible. So, and if we obviously Active IQ can help in any way, then obviously, you know, we're absolutely here for you. So obviously you spoke a little bit earlier about you're a little bit anxious maybe about entering the fitness training competition. I mean, not that age should have any impact or effect. You know, this competition is open for all ages, isn't it? So
yeah.
So what was your inspiration? I mean, what led you to sort of, you know, go, yes, you know, I'm going to actually go and do this? You know, was it your tutors? You know, what was it a bit, you know, what made you actually go, yeah, I'm going to press the button and enter?
There is a part of me that can't resist a challenge. And I'm the person that if you say, no, you can't do that, I'll go watch me. So I think that there was a little bit of that. Also the fact that it was going back to what I was, you know, what I was saying about people are nervous about going into gyms or into generalized classes, things like that. And I think very often it's because of they see lots of people in lycra, lots of people who look, we're all in life, we all stereotype by, I put it on my Facebook page. I've got a Riot Coaching PT Facebook page as well that I put loads on. And I was saying about stereotypes on there, and I used two examples of one being a builder. So if you think of a builder, you've got, I expect you've already got in your mind a thought, you know. Mm-hmm. And then I said a librarian. Yeah. Straight away, there's a thought. So you say fitness instructor, straight away, there's an idea. Mm. Stereotypically, what media shows you and things like that is not somebody who looks like me. Okay? But as the people who already come to me and that I'm already taking out, and they say to Catherine, we like you because of you're relatable, you're real, you understand how we feel, you're, because of, you know, I'm a naturally smiley person, you know, and yes, maybe that was a bit manic, wasn't it? But you know, it's sort of, yeah, come on, give it a go. You know, it's fine, right? That's great. You know, if you want to march on the spot for 20 minutes, you're moving. You're not sat in front of the telly stuffing custard creams. You're out, and that's great. I don't care what you do. You can jiggle from one leg to the other, and people like that because I don't put any pressure on them. You know, it's like, right, we're all going to the right and somebody will go left, you know, and all I ever say is, I don't mind what direction you go in, just introduce yourself to the people either side, so when you crash into them, you're already friends. It's an icebreaker, and people go, oh, it's not going to be so bad now. So I think that's another reason that I wanted to do it, is to show that you don't have to look a certain way, you don't have to be a certain age, you don't have to do a certain particular thing. And because of, like I said, about the people that I want to go and eventually work with, I sort of felt that I'd owe it to them, because with, you know, following Danielle and things she said, I knew that by doing this, I would grow and develop even further, because of the help like you guys give, and you know, and things I'm learning and stuff, and that I could give an even better first class service to them, because they're the people. I'm not saying that nobody else deserves it. Every single person that goes to a fitness trainer of whatever sort, they're paying for that first class service, and everybody deserves. So it doesn't matter whether you're an Olympic champion training for that, or you're Fred, you're 65 years old, you've got early onset Alzheimer's, you haven't been out to the house for 20 years and whatever, you deserve just as much of the chance as Mo Farah. So that was it. It was like, yeah, no, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I think, like you say, it's I mean, I always think, like, personal training and personal trainers. It's there's a right fit and a right person for everybody. You have a very personable relationship with between the PT and the person you're instructing your clients. And again, it's almost like you really need to, like, get on with that person, but to have that right motivation as well, haven't you? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure we've had all experiences before where you've got maybe just not the right fit with that person, and it's just like you say, it's everybody's looking for different elements that that's right for them to work.
Absolutely, it's putting the personal into personal trainer. You want that person who you're paying for that 45 minutes, hour, whatever. You want them to be dedicated solely to you, doing what fits you, and not a generic one size fits all, because it doesn't, So that's what I said. It's the personal bit is the important bit. So, that somebody goes, you know what? Yeah, I feel valued. I feel listened to. Yes, they really get what I'm trying to achieve. It could be the fact somebody just wants to get up out of a chair in one go rather than take about 4 attempts, or you could have somebody that wants to, trudge to Everest. Why you'd want to do that, I never know, but my hubby does. It's things like that. There's so many different spectrums that you can work on, and I like that aspect because even with the same person, you don't know what you're going to get each session. Even though you plan for it, you don't know what you're going to get out of it, and I like that. Every day is different.
Yeah. I can definitely see that from you. I'm actually quite jealous of your husband going to Everest, because that's something that me and my husband really want to do as well. It's on my husband's list as well, and if it's on my husband's list, and I also get dragged along with it. So, at some point, Catherine, I might be calling on your expertise on that one.
Fine. Well, by the time he's gone and whatever, but no, I'm not going with him. That's him on his own. I'm having 3 weeks at home on my own, which is just as much a holiday.
Absolutely.
and I can see how much you're going to enjoy that. Peace and quiet.
Lovely.
So we've heard about your history and you're obviously very, very passionate about fitness and the people especially in it. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey so far in the competition, what you've had to do to get to this finalist stage?
Yes. Well, I had, for the semi-final, I went for small groups. I had 2 ladies. And we did a home-based workout using household objects. So we did, because they're both runners as well, that's my thing, because they're both runners, but they're both beginner runners. They've just sort of graduated couch to 5K, but have both had injuries and issues. So they needed to build some of their strength and things like that. So we went with a cardio, muscular strength and flexibility program that I worked out for them, with the inventive use of water bottles. I think everybody probably used water bottles. A large book, a cushion, a chair and a scarf, which was really good. And we spent a few weeks getting used to Zoom for a start off, because that's been because we're all of an age where technology is slightly daunting, but we got into that and we found our angles. We had to move bits of furniture and things, but that's okay. It was great, running it past Keris and things like that. Oh, does this work? Does that work? How do we do? And then, she was kind enough to let us practice on her as well. So, putting it through. But I found it really helpful, because it sort of really helped with putting a good session plan together, and really getting down to the fine nitty gritty of doing that. You know, I was my 2 minute video, because it was all shot, everything was done in lockdown as well. So my husband had to be my victim for my 2 minute video. And as much running and stuff as he does and things like that, he's not used to anything else. So the fact that I had him trudging up and down steps in the back garden with a rucksack on, and then he was on the floor doing some hamstring, you know, with a scarf and stuff, you know. So that was really nice, that, you know, to get that done as well. That was good, because I was a little bit nervous about putting something like that out, but got it bang on the 2 minutes, so that was good. That's always a bit nerve-wracking. And then, you know, on the day itself, everything was going quite well. I bought a little timer, so that when they started their clock, I started my timer, so I could keep an eye on the 30 minutes. I think that's quite a good tip for anybody, you know. And then part of the way, about 10 minutes into my semi-final Zoom, one of my ladies' stands collapsed on an iPad, and I lost her for a bit. I had to try and keep the other lady going, and it was boiling hot, and I think that's why her stand all collapsed, and she managed to prop it up and stuff, and I was just saying to her, look, and she was like, oh, I'm so sorry, and I said, look, this is real life, this is what happens, you know, and you can't help it. The bits you've missed, video them for me, pop them onto my Facebook page, I can have a look at it, just to check that you're, you know, doing everything okay. She managed to prop it up so I could see what she was doing and everything, and we got to the end with 2 seconds to spare. So so I was like, oh right, okay, I did, you know, everything that I was supposed to do, but I was like, oh, did I handle that properly? Was it okay? I sort of thought maybe my journey would have ended then, but no, obviously. But, you know,
it all that hard work. It was great. You know, you put all that hard work in, and you know, it's obviously been very eventful during it as well. Can you tell us, like, your reaction when you found out, yes, through to the finals? Like, did you celebrate? What did you do? What did it mean to you?
I burst into tears. I was shaking, and because of I think James came up first with I've had an email, I'm through, and I was like, oh, and I was like half scared to open my email, and then when it was a congratulations, I was like, oh! And I was shaking, and I was trying to type, but I'm through. And Kelly's phoned me, and she was like, ah! And I was the same back as well, and it was. And then obviously, as everybody else's was coming through, and yes, we had a Zoom celebration, all 4 of us, you know, without tutors, and you know, but it was surreal. It was, and I know it's daft, but my first thought was, I do know what I'm on about. You know, it's because I think we always think we're not quite good enough.
Absolutely.
You know, and this was like, yeah, you are good. You know, you wouldn't have got this far if you didn't know your stuff. You know, so
yeah, it's a tough competition, and they don't let anyone through to a finalist.
No, I know. It really, but you know, it's really built my confidence in myself, and I think because it's built my confidence in me, it's helped me to build confidence in other people. Because I'm feeling more confident, I make them feel more confident. It's got that domino effect, you know. So, but yeah, it definitely, but it was amazing. It was absolutely fantastic, and I was just running around like an idiot. And even at my age, I had to phone my mum. Mum.
Oh, well, congratulations again. I mean, it's an amazing achievement, and it really is, and you should be super proud of yourself. And I know that all the tutors at Colleague Gwent and obviously Danielle, they're all rooting for you. So obviously looking at 2020, it's been a challenging year for us all, to say the least. Never thought we'd hear of COVID-19, and obviously never thought we'd hear of lockdowns and gym closures and things like that. So obviously, what have you sort of had to do through sort of lockdown and things like that to adapt, what you do and what Riot Coaching do? And what sort of advice could you give to someone who is sitting at home going, do you know what, I just don't know how to pick myself up or get started? What sort of could you advice to give to them to sort of, get them on that journey?
Okay, so for me, what I've done, obviously using Zoom now, I've learned to use it. I've done Zoom classes and Zoom sessions, just gentle beginners. I've done some live Facebook posts on my page that, and it's open to anybody, can go in and have a little look. I've done, sitting here in my study ones. I've had a bit. There's a lovely one of me dancing in my kitchen, if you'd care to have a look at it.
We will have a look. We will have a look at that, Catherine.
We all love a little dance in the kitchen. That's just any exercise to put some music on and just dance away. It doesn't, it doesn't, nobody's going to see you unless, of course, you put it on public on Facebook. What I've done in terms of myself, I've got 2 PT clients now. I'm lucky that we have got loads of fields and things around us. Obviously, equipment wise, it's difficult, so I try and use the bare minimum of equipment. I've got as much hand sanitizer as I possibly can. I take wipes with me so that I can wipe it. I wipe my equipment. If I have got to use anything, I wipe it in front of the client and we leave it there until we've done our warm up and everything. I don't handle it at all then. If I've got to demonstrate, I've got my own set to demonstrate and things like that. We stay out in the fresh air, out in the open. We maintain the 2 meters. I've got a little group on a Tuesday night, which I've lovingly called Slipper Camp. Because you've heard of boot camp? Well, this is boot camp for beginners, so it's Slipper Camp, which is really nice. I have 10 stations. They're in a circle. They're all 2 meters roughly apart. Everybody goes. I try and space them. Don't all go in, 1, 2, 3, 4. They're not numbered, but try and space yourself out. Whenever you go. I don't use any equipment for that. Everything's done on body, but because it's so basic, it's just a bit of marching on the spot, or maybe clapping your hands above your head, or maybe a couple of punches. So there's no, and we have great fun. We really enjoy it. And then I do my fitness walk as well. So once again, out in the fresh air. The only thing against me is the great British weather. But I've managed to get myself an indoor venue now for Slipper Camp for the end of September, which is really nice. So that can carry on indoors. But I'd say to anybody that's looking to move, have a look in your daily life first of all. What active daily living can you do? Can you park the car just a little bit? Can you go right down the far end of the car park, walk up to the shop? There's lots of household jobs that count as extra. Digging the garden, that's no mean task. Anything that makes you feel just a little bit out of breath and gets your heart beating a little faster is exercise. So don't think that, you've got to go to somewhere and wherever. There's things you can do yourself. But if you feel you need that support, ask around, because there's nothing, there's nothing better than getting a verbal recommendation from somebody to say, oh yeah, so and so's really good. Go and see them. Message some PTs. Ask them what they can provide, who they've worked with in the past. Have a look at, their social media. If they're on Facebook, Instagram, whatever else there is. That's the only two I know about, and that's because I'm on both of those. But is ask around, see if there's any classes in the area. Yeah, there is something for everybody, and find what you enjoy, and just move.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you can get out, being a runner, we've got a couple of sayings, like there's no such there's no such thing as bad weather, just the wrong clothes. And then the two I like is skin is waterproof and you're not made of sugar. So you can even go out when it's the only thing that would stop anybody running is thunder and lightning or ice.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
nah.
and that, yeah. But you can overcome that. It is, and like I said, if you're not feeling right, if you're suffering with, not suffering is probably, but if you've got anxiety or depression, it isn't as easy as that. And you do need help, and you do need encouragement. And, I would, if you are in a bad place, go to the doctor, because they could refer you, with the exercise referral. Or they may know of PTs that take people that aren't quite exercise referral, but need something gentler to get going. There really is something for everybody.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great message. Thank you, Catherine. That's fantastic. So, of course, even though it's 2020 and a lot of events have been cancelled, thankfully, the fitness trainer competition's obviously been adapted to be online, which is fantastic. Yeah. And I know that the AOC team, all the judges have done a fantastic job to make those adaptations to make it possible to make 2020 and have a 2025 finalist, which is amazing stuff. And of course, we're really proud to be sponsoring it again this year. Can you tell us a little bit more about what's to come now for the final? So what have you got left to do? What have you got left to prepare?
Loads. Actually, I've been working on, we've got a 12-week progressive overview to do, with a week 1 session plan to be submitted with it. I've been working on that this morning, and I should be working on it again tomorrow morning. So hopefully I'll have broken the back of that by this weekend. We've got a 2-minute advert to do. That's fine. That's okay.
You'll be fine.
You'll be fine. It's fine. I'm not quite sure about the technology bit, but I've got somebody to help me with that. Because I'm just not. Keris is organising video suites or something. I don't know. I've got a 10-minute home workout to do, which I then have to replicate for the judges on the day. And then I've got a media interview and a job interview as well. So I'm not too bothered about those, because as you can see, I'm quite happy talking.
And it's great talking to you. So you just got to be yourself, and your personality is going to shine through like it does now. So.
Thank you.
So. Are there any parts that you're worried about, or you're like just going to take it one step at a time?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's just to read the instructions and then read them again and read them again and make sure that you've highlighted the bits that, and that you've got it all clear in your mind. I'm not worried about anything. That I was when I first saw it. It was like, oh, I can't do this. But that's just rabbit in the headlight response. When you do look at it, yes, it's a lot of work. For the final, And it's a big thing, you know. It's if you're going to go in and you're going out to win, you've got to give your very best. You've got to give that 100%, but it's so worth it. So yes, as I said, I've been working on this 12-week overview now. I know exactly what I want to do, which is good. That helps. I know exactly how I want to format it now. I've got to work on. I've sort of started on the session plan already, so I've just got to like tweak and things like that. You know, we're sort of like tried that didn't work. Let's try that instead, or oh, I forgot to put that in. Yeah. Which is what I'm saying about, you know, it is check, recheck, check again. You know, and keep checking. So I've got till the 14th of October. I'd like to get it in before then so I can go, you know, and that gives me a few days then until the final. So I'd like to give myself, you know, that breathing space and yeah, and do the practical as well, and practice. So yes, it's I know what I'm doing for my home workout. I've got some ideas about what I want to put into my advert as well. So it's just bringing everything together now, which over the next couple of weeks it's all going to happen. Watch this space.
We look forward
to it. Is there anything
you're
particularly looking forward to in the final? So you've spoken about, you know, what you might be worried about or a little bit nervous about. Is there anything, you know, you're actually looking forward to?
I'm actually looking forward to doing the 30-minute session on Zoom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know I'm odd. But I love teaching.
Yeah.
I really and I think, you know, sort of that's showing the best of me. Because I'm actually doing it, and I'm actually taking somebody through just what I enjoy. You know, if you enjoy something, it's not a job. You know, it actually becomes, you know, it's I don't know what you'd call it. I don't want to say passion because that's, you know, it's not. I'm not that mad on it, sort of thing. I enjoy it, and I really love. But I wouldn't say it's my passion, you know. But I love teaching because, like I said to you, I love to see people who thought they couldn't do something, then turn around, even if something really simple, the joy on their face that is like, I can do that, and it's sort of like, yes. You know, it's and I get that. I get their buzz. So I'm really looking forward to having done it before. And I forget all about the judges, which I think is probably the best thing to do. And that could come again, like I said, from life experience, because of, you know, I've had job interviews job interviews aren't new to me. Talking to people isn't new to me. I've got 3 children. I've had to go into schools and sort things out and stuff. You know, in college you're always being watched because you've got to do so many assessments, and because I've done so many courses over the last 4 years, you know, my coaching was a whole day of assessments. You know, I was shattered. But coaching, you know, your final assessment day for your coach's license is just full on. But you know, you do about 5 miles. But I think because I've just been watched so much, you know, I think it's now sort of like, I think for me, I just think, so, well, do you know what? I'm giving my best. This is all I can do. I've given it my 100%, and I just hope it's what you're looking for. So, you know, that's it. It is what it is, and what happens on the day. But you know, I'm going out there to win.
We love hearing that, and I think talking to James earlier, I think colleague Gwent have got a plan for gold, silver, bronze, and highly commended. I think that's your goal. I think.
Well, either that or we're all going to come top first.
There we go. There we go.
Four first places. Well, that's so I got to admit, when we first saw the criteria, Robin and I were vying for joint 11th. It was like, oh, I'm going to be last. No, I'm going to be last. And then we started, you know, and it was banter, which is quite nice. Yeah. You know, it's nice to have a bit of banter. So, and it just lightens the mood. But as I said, as we've all gone into it and you get the light bulb moment, and it's like, that's what they want. Yeah. So, you know, and it's, and like I said, it's learning. It's learning more, you know. So, and I like that. I like learning.
Yeah, no, that's great. Catherine, it's been an absolute pleasure to be speaking to you today. It's been amazing to learn more about you, Riot Coaching, your journey in the competition so far. We wish you all the luck. Fingers crossed for you all. Absolutely. We look forward to speaking to you again, of course, in October. So unfortunately, don't get rid of us too early, I'm afraid. You do get to see us again, and we get to catch up with you on the week of the actual competition. So this is just a pre-warm up and to get to know you, which has been amazing. I've thoroughly enjoyed chatting with you today. And Catherine, do you want to give one last shout out to where they can find you for Riot Coaching?
Yeah, you'll find me on Facebook, Riot Coaching PT, and I'm also on Instagram just as Riot Coaching, all low letters.
There we go. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute joy. Good luck, colleague Gwen. We look forward to speaking to the other finalists very, very soon. Catherine, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Love it. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.